I'm not the only one who can't say why you crossed your heart. See you drop it down and just into a front of lost.
Welcome to another edition of Cage Talk. My name is Buck, and we are in the studio right now with Dex and Nick. How's it going, guys?
Very good.
Good, man. Good.
Man, we've got a huge show planned for you guys today. On the show, we're going to recap Fight Night 8, and we're also going to be talking to Travis Lutter, and we're also going to be talking to Quentin Rampage Jackson today. And he was on Inside the UFC last night, so it should be a great show. Guys, let's just jump right in. Let's talk about the fights last night.
Wow.
That's all we need to say. Wow. I mean, I don't know what I want to know what other fighters are thinking about the Jackson camp now. What are they really thinking about Coach Jackson and all the other trainers down there?
You know, a lot of people. When I was talking to Coach when he came out, Coach Jackson, when he it was, I don't know, 4 or 5 UFCs ago, the tap out guys were there and they were calling him Genghis Khan, and I was like, why do they keep calling you Genghis Khan? And he says, everybody says I'm taking over the fighting world one fighter at a time. And you know what? It looks that way now because, I mean, the Jackson camp is so strong. I mean, you look at Keith Jardine, he just knocked out Forrest Griffin. Last night, Rashad, a devastating kick to the head. I thought he killed the guy.
Yeah, he was out cold for quite some time. You know, the cool thing about it is that he has all these excellent, amazing fighters. And when I moved back into town about a year ago, I said, "You guys are getting some serious notoriety. You guys are doing awesome. You know, it's really cool." He said, "No, man, we're just a bunch of sweaty dudes beating each other up." So it's this whole humble aspect to it too, which is really cool.
That's what I was saying. Buck and I were talking about that on our radio show. How nice these fighters are out of the Jackson camp, but when you watch them in the cage, they're not so nice.
Dude, they're animals. I mean,
not so nice.
They're in there to do a job. I mean, their job is to go in there and to kick somebody's ass.
Absolutely.
You know, and either they get their ass kicked or they kick somebody's ass. I mean, that's the bottom line.
Yeah.
And then the second it's over, I mean, did you hear what Rashad said last night? He said, "I'm very happy I won. I'm not so happy the guy's still laying there." So.
Right. I mean, and that's a show of class right there.
Absolutely.
But the good news about that is, I was reading on the UFC website that he was taken away on a stretcher, but they said he was fine. So, I mean, it's just a precaution, leaving on the stretcher.
I know we did have some listeners that were concerned for him. They called in wondering if he was still alive. Actually, a girl called in and was wondering if he was still alive. She was all
Is he okay?
broken up. Did you guys hear? Is he fine?
Yeah. One of the other fights last night on the card was Irish Jake O'Brien and Heath, the Texas Crazy Horse Herring.
Yeah, and that was a huge upset. Heath Herring has a extensive Pride background, and everybody thought he was just going to terrorize this guy.
Now, I put this on our blog page at Cage Talk on the MySpace Cage Talk webpage, but I posted a blog and I asked the question: is Heath Herring all hype, or is Jake O'Brien that good?
It's probably a combination of both. I mean, Heath Herring did not look at all like he was in good shape. I mean, I've seen him fight for years in Pride, and he looked really out of shape. And he has fought and beaten some amazing fighters, so he's good.
Who has he beaten?
I mean, God,
I mean, who can you think of off the top of your head that's a big name?
I can't think of anything off the top of my head. We'll have to look. Okay, hold on. We'll have to look at his
all right,
record. The guy's beating some people up.
We're not saying we're experts in this. We talk about what we know. I don't know who the guy's beaten. I don't know any big names that he's beaten so far. So I'm saying, you know what, man?
All right, to be continued. I'm going to build my case.
The kiss heard round the world might be all hype, or Jake O'Brien just might be that good.
I'm sure he's great. I mean, the guy's a decorated wrestler. Heath Herring is, and so is Jake O'Brien.
Yeah.
And he handled him. You know, he got him down every single time. He could not defend a takedown.
I say dead fish. Heath Herring, dead fish.
It seems like it.
That's what it looks like to me, because he just didn't look like he belonged in there. His stance was weird. I've never seen a fighter, somebody that big, go out that low. I mean, no, he couldn't. I mean, he was missing basic. Like, I was listening to Joe Rogan talk about it, and he wasn't getting basic, like, jiu-jitsu stuff down. When you go down and you have the opportunity to put somebody in the half guard, you do it. You know, he was missing all. I don't get it.
I don't get it either, and I hear what you have to say, but he definitely deserves a little more respect than that. He's been around and done some stuff.
I'm not disrespecting the guy. I mean, you know what? He got out there, and it takes a lot to walk down that ramp and get in that cage by yourself.
Why do you hate Heath Herring?
I don't hate Heath Herring.
That's what it sounded like a little bit.
No.
Okay,
that's not it.
What about
let's move on to my second favorite fight of the night, Hermes Franca and Spencer Fisher.
And that was my first favorite fight.
Yeah.
That was an amazing lightweight bout.
Absolutely. I had actually picked Hermes Franca to win. I think he's tough as nails, and Spencer Fisher, he got caught.
He got caught, yeah, and also Hermes Frank is one of those guys that has been around for quite some time and paid his dues. He's been fighting in UFC for a while.
What's his record like? 21 and oh, he's 18-5 now. 18 and 5. He's got a sick record.
It's respectable.
Absolutely. Another big fight of the night last night that wasn't televised, but Dean Lister and Nate Marquardt fought. And from what I understand, Nate Marquardt absolutely dominated that fight. He just blew through Dean Lister.
Yeah, I'd like to get my hands on that video.
Knocked him down like three or four
rounds
times.
Of punishment, man.
2 of the judges scored the fight 30-25. So, I mean, it must have been just an annihilation.
Yeah, that's a good one. And I think people had people on UFC.com were heavily favoring Lister.
Were they really?
Yeah, it was like 70-30, I think.
That's crazy. I think a lot of people have overlooked Nate Marquardt. I mean, a lot of people don't realize that he was like a 7-time King of Pancrase champion.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he's been around for a long time, and he's a tough guy.
Not anymore. Not anymore. People are going to start recognizing how great he is.
Yeah, Ed Herman and Chris Price fought last night, and they televised that. What'd you think?
Ed Herman did a great job, finally.
I think Ed Herman's got like that Samson and Delilah thing going on. You know, he's got some long hair now, and he comes back and he wins this fight. I'm saying, don't cut your hair, Ed Herman. That's all I'm saying.
How many reality show guys fought at Fight Night?
I don't know, like 3.
Was there about 3 of them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Herman was on there. Josh Berkman was on there. Dean Lister was on there. Rashad was on there. Who else? Who am I missing? Am I missing it? Oh, and Ross Poynton fought too.
Ross Poynton, yeah. The Dean Thomas, too. Dean Thomas fought.
Dean Thomas, that's right.
I wonder how that turned out.
Dean Thomas won.
He won.
Yeah, he won by unanimous decision. Ross Poynton lost. And how did he lose? Let me see here. Rear naked choke. And then obviously Ed Herman won by the armbar. What do you think about Ross Poynton? Should he even be in the UFC at this point? His record's 4-9.
He's like Sean the Cannon Gannon.
Yeah, I mean, the guy's got heart, though.
Yeah,
he's got tons of heart.
But
but does he belong in the UFC?
Well, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, what it comes down to is, it doesn't matter how much heart you have. It's what are the results you're getting, and clearly a 4-9 record is.
He's not cutting it.
Yeah, I mean, it depends. I mean, if he had a huge fan base, there's fighters like Sakuraba in Japan. His record is not very good at all.
Right.
He's one of the most popular Japanese fighters ever because of the way he fights. So, it really depends. I personally don't see Ross Poynton as a super, heartfelt fighter. I don't get moved when I watch him fight like I do some other people.
Right. So. If you're just joining us right now, you're listening to Cage Talk. We are an internet broadcast, and you can check us out myspace.com/Cage Talk. You can email us, cagetalk@gmail.com, or you can go to 1047edgeradio.com and click on the Cage Talk link, and you can download the program. So let's